Let me clear my throat. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Marion Ghana Show, where we discuss quite a few things here, but mainly how to bridge the gap between Africa and African Americans. And the way we're doing that on this particular show, this is our live show. And this week's theme is: Are you a traditional wife, woman, or slave queen? And you can even throw career woman into that mix. So, yes, indeed, that's what it is. All right. So, before we get to it, I want to give a few seconds to see if we could get anyone in here. So, yeah. So let's give it about 1 second while I look something up. You see, this week has been one of the worst weeks ever, business wise. Oh boy. If you only knew the things I've dealt with this week. One L after another, after another, after another. I'm starting to feel like I'm the Dallas Cowboys over here. I mean, damn. Took the L with Google, took the L with Airbnb, paid $3,200 to upgrade some amenities for people who were going to rent for 20 days and were paying $1,750. And after everything was said and done, paid for, 10 days into it, they never show, then they cancel the trip. And Airbnb refunded their money, even against my rules and stipulations. So with that, with Google, with what's going on with workers needing to be replaced, this is just a terrible, terrible, terrible year. No, not a terrible year, just a terrible week. But this is my therapy, so let me get a little therapeutic appointment here. So give me 30 seconds. All right, if you guys notice on YouTube, let me go to YouTube. There's now a membership button. And what that is going to do, when I re-up videos, what's going to happen is any guest that we have on any particular show, their information will be right there for you to contact them directly if you wish to do so. So for all our members, all the contact information to every guest will be in the description box for you to check out yourself. So hope that guys make you happy. Will be in the. All right, so let's go here. All right. Hopefully, if we do get anybody, we can begin a lot of echo. We want to pray that such is not the case today. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into our discussion. This is what's been going on. Everywhere you look at over social media, it's the same thing, man. Same thing. It's all about relationships. This is how it's going on with people. But I tell people, man, instead of sitting there complaining about everything, once you identify the problem, then you put together a plan of execution for you to have the solution. We as a people, we have we have a knack for complaining a lot and not really putting anything to action. And no matter what we do that's good for us, it's like always that small, minute majority of us that are willing to go out there and act on it. And it's never enough. It's never enough when it's only a small fraction of the people doing the right things because it doesn't move the needle with us at all. But for relationships, you see what's going on with the world. You see the wars and the rumors of wars. We know that we should be closer and closer to the end than ever. And of course, we have to because every day that goes by, we're closer to the end. But we're starting to see a lot of these things materialize in front of our very eyes in this very generation. And we see the dumbing down of society in a way like never before. Even while technology becomes more advanced, we become more dumb. We become more or less social. All the skills and attributes that we once had no longer have these days. And just tells you that it's winding down. Society itself is winding down. We're in a country that's falling completely apart. So that's why I say that the best thing to do is get what you could get from here and be gone. Go set up somewhere else. Things are not going to always be this way. And I can't even say be this way because things have never been the same since the C19 hit. So that has changed a lot. But what it hasn't, well, I can't, it hasn't changed because it's even changed a lot of relationships. A lot of people, they say, were divorced during the days of C19. A lot of breakups happen. Um, just crazy. But what life would do, it would test whether you really belong in the situation you are or not. Because people have to understand when relationships comes adversity. Relationships are all about adversity. There's more adversity than there is joy in the beginning. Now, I'm not talking about the honeymoon phase. Like the honeymoon phase, everything is perfect. No one can do wrong. So once that honeymoon phase windows off, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, then you begin to live real life. Let me make sure my mic is on. I didn't even try to check that. All right, yeah, we're good. So relationships are work, but anything that's worth keeping in life is work. So you work hard for things that mean a lot to you. Anything that comes easy, it's not, it's, it's given easy because it's not worth anything. It doesn't have value. Like us guys, like, say like we know our one night stands. We all had them. It came easy, but it was nothing lasting because you didn't have to work hard for it. So you understood that it held no true value for you. It was just a moment of having a good time, but it held no value. Marriage is a sustaining relationship between a man and a woman. And the value that it holds is determined on the work that you put in. You hear every day, all day, how these people, I mean, I've been through it, but mine was a little different. But most people get divorced over something that's called irreconcilable differences. But they still say they believe in the Bible, they're children of God, this, that, and the other, but do the very opposite, do the things are abominable to the Lord, and just go about their way and think that life is going to treat them well. But it doesn't do that. The more bad decisions we make, the more difficult our life is. So, with every bad decision, life-changing decision that we make in life, it only makes our future years that much more difficult. So you have to ask yourself, what is worth it and what is not? I had a girl hit me up on Facebook, young African girl, said forget how old she says she is, but young. She has a 2-year-old child, 2-year-old son, and her thing was that she wanted to be married because she doesn't feel it's any other way to take care of herself and take care of her child. So these are the things. that this is what I mean by every decision we make is life changing to us. It's even going to be on the negative or the positive, middle ground when it comes to um, these life decisions that we make. It's always on one end or the other. And sadly to say, it would be very difficult for her to get the outcome in life that she may desire because of that one bad decision. Men can go out, and a lot of females think it ain't fair. I understand it. But the reality is that men can continue to go out and make bad choices, bad decisions, and still recover from that later on in life. But with ladies, it's just not the same. And the sooner we're able to understand that, the sooner we're able to get our young ladies to make better decisions. You can't go out and have babies by young guys your age, be unmarried, and then expect to have the same outcome as someone who kept themselves from those type of mistakes and are of the same age. So naturally, that person is going to have more to offer. You bring more of a burden. And that's what happens with a lot of ladies who call themselves slave queens. They even go out here, get pregnant, or abortion. Some abortion after abortion. I dated a Nigerian who had 3 abortions. Crazy. You have those who would lose their virginity to a F boy and then tell a man that does come for them to marry them or really be with them, build something. Well, oh, that sure got popped from riding a bike. They tell you the silliest stories that defy science, defies biology, but it happens. Ladies get desperate after they make a lot of bad decisions. And the way that I feel about the subject of traditional wife, woman, slave queen, or career woman is this. As I say, a traditional wife is a wife who carries herself in a traditional way that we know of since the times of the beginning. Um, Likely a stay-at-home wife for the most part. Um, Rear the kids, um, take care and fulfill the husband's needs. And a traditional woman is basically the same, but the difference is that the traditional wife holds her virginity for her husband, and the traditional woman, doesn't, but she carries all the same capabilities and abilities and the same character. Now, the slave queens are what you see out on IG that want to dress very provocative and get the attention of those on social media. It's never, you may notice the majority of the time, it's never for the people around them because a lot of times they look completely different when outside of their makeup and their dress with the people around them, family and friends. It's only when they get on social media that they begin to yearn for this type of attention. And unfortunately, social media, people are easily addicted to it. We all been through it, especially when we were younger and when we first came out. Now, I found myself always on social media like that, for a time to um stay for time. Anytime that I was living in Africa, I really stayed on social media. It was always when I traveled back because I felt like I didn't have much to do. So, we all been through those stages. We've all been through a lot of stages in our life. And that's where a lot of ladies have to understand that if you're going to build a home and a family, you're going to have to go with someone with experience who has the capability to provide, protect, and direct in a way that's needed for a family to sustain themselves. We're living in times that are just going to get more difficult, more difficult, more difficult. Things are not getting easier at all by any stretch of the imagination. Things are not getting easier, but they're getting more difficult. So it's even more necessary for us to have a two-parent home. And as I was saying, even with the career woman, a lot of ladies today, you've seen them in their 30s and 40s and saying that what they were told was to go out, get their education, and be successful. But along with that, when it came down to a man, they was told that you could get that later down the line. Make sure that yourself is financially stable. So when that man leaves you, um, you won't be without anything. But notice that a lot of them always say, so when a man leaves me, Like, so it's already pre-planned or pre-programmed in their mind that this is what men are. And it's not true. But when you're pre-programmed with that at a young age, you tend to believe that throughout your life and you act out in that very manner. You carry that. It changes your character and it changes your ability to really have a healthy relationship with a man. You hear it all the time. We're all the good men. There's not good men out here. It's just that the type of good men that they desire don't desire them. And sad to say that some are actually nice, beautiful black women, just a little bit older. Some learned late that they made mistakes and they will make really good wives. I truly believe that. But it's the fact of the matter that it's not up to me. I'm only one person. It's up to the men that you have to sell yourself to. And that's what it has to come down to. You have to understand that relationships is about selling yourself, not in a way of a shawu or prostitution, in a way of marketing yourself. Everything that deals with relationships is marketing. You got to understand the way that you market yourself determines what you get back in value. Let me say that again. The way that you market yourself determines what you get back in value. Meaning, if I go market a beat up BMW, 240,000 miles on it, I'm going to put that on the market. I could say like I say, I'm 10,000 on best offer. I might want 10,000, but my best offer might only come at $5,000. So I have to understand, well, this has been out here on eBay Motors or Tauntaun or Jumia for 12 months now. And the best offer I got in 12 months is $5,000. What that is telling you, that is what the value, your value that. Although you believe that your car should be valued at 10,000, that people should be willing to pay 10,000, it really doesn't matter what we think about ourselves. We always overestimate ourselves anyway. It matters what the market sees you as. So when you're a 44-year-old career woman and you finally feel like you got it together and you realize that, you know what, if I would have did it a different way, things would have turned out better for me. And you ask yourself, well, what can I do about it? I believe there's still a man for everybody. There's still a man for every woman on this earth. I truly believe that. Every woman who wants to be with a man. Not all women want to be with a man. But I believe that even at the age of 40 plus, that there's happiness down the road for you. But you have to come to terms with your value. And ladies are learning today that their career or their degrees holds no real value to a man who's productive already in society. It may hold value to a man who doesn't have anything, a man who has never had anything, has never worked for anything, worked hard for anything, and is not a builder. He's going to see that, and that's going to be like teaching. So yes, it's going to be attractive to him. He's going to be very attractive to you. But is that what you desire? And I'm not saying that's all you're going to get. You just have to understand where is your market value placed, and that's what it all comes down to. Where are you? What value do you hold? We all have some sort of value, whether low, middle, or high. We all hold value. You have to determine where that is, and you can no longer determine by what you believe, but you have to go out there. Speak to men. I would suggest this with ladies. Go out and speak to men. Doesn't even have to be in a way of in a sexual manner, like someone you want to lay with or whatever. Just stop men out of nowhere, chat it up at the market, at the bookshop, at the mall when you're shopping. Just say small talk. Oh, you know what, by the way? I was listening to this particular show, the Marangana show. I was listening to this particular show and they had this subject and they advised that, ladies today should ask, even if it's strangers, because they hold no bias. But what do they think about um my particular type as a woman? Small talk. Let the small talk lead to that. And you'd be amazed how you can meet people. And when people will tell you about yourself who don't know you. Because the people who know you are not really going to tell you the truth about yourself. Because a lot of times we don't want to hurt the feelings of the people that we care for and we love. So, and I know people may say it's true love. If you really love somebody, you tell them the truth, but it's not so easy when a person is close to you because we understand how other people take it, how they could be hurt. Even when we tell the truth, it still can hurt. So we try to leave that for someone else. And so that's what I say. Ask around, see where you stand. You don't have to take advice from any one person. Get get 10, 20, 30, I don't know. But get it where you can see a pattern. Because you can't know the pattern of what people think about you by asking one person or going to one platform. You have to ask around. And like I said, your friends and family are the worst people to ask. Ask people who do not know you, strangers. That is your best bet to get to know how people see you, because that's what it comes down to. Again, it comes down to how everyone else sees us. We're going to see ourselves differently than what the world sees us. That's just how it is. That's how it works. It's been like that since the beginning of time, and it's not going to change at all. So the sooner we're able to understand that, the sooner we're able to move forward and stop pressing for things that don't fit us. What fits you at 20 is in no way, shape, or form going to fit you at 45. And even as I'm getting a little older, I'm starting to see, because it's hard to, when you dealt with something or you had the options of a particular type all your life, and then you get to a point in your life where that is not no longer an option for you, you're the last one to see it. Let me repeat that. We get to a place in our life and we are the last ones to realize that those options are no longer available to us. Everyone else sees it, but we tend not to, because we tend to see ourselves in the mirror the same way we did 20 years ago. We're human beings. We're flawed. That's okay. It's not to say you're a bad person because of that. It's to say that we are all imperfect. So, are you a traditional wife, woman, or slave queen, or even a career woman? Which one? One or the other? Can you be all? Can you be all two, all three, all four? Well, it can't be all four because one and two um, has the situation with the virginity. So you can only be either or of that one. But can you be all three, considering the other two? Traditional wife or woman plus the slave queen and the career woman? Is it possible? And if you believe it's possible, where do you cite your evidence? I'm not saying that it's not possible. Anything is possible in life. What is probable? That's what we're discussing. We want to get the best outcomes for ourselves these days. We don't want to we don't want to tread down the road of possibilities because chances are things will not work out the way we desire. In life, I say this about life. If you're able to walk through life from the time that you come out of your mother's womb to the day that you put your foot in the grave, and you can say that 50% of my life worked out the way that I would have desired, you're ahead of the game. You did better than just about anybody else. Because life normally does not work out the way that we desire it to. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice and compromise for us to live the type of lifestyle that we desire. There's no such thing as having it all. And when we can get through this mentality phase of having it all, which doesn't exist for anybody on this earth, was never meant to, we are imperfect people dealing with other imperfect people. No one can have it all. We got to figure out, what do we need in order to continue in being content in the things that we desire in life? It's not about being happy. Happiness wears off. Happiness is is up and down all life. But everybody in life, happiness goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down. Joy goes up, goes down, goes up, go down. It's about contentment. Contentment is consistency. Consistently being pleased with the things that you have in life and being able to move forward and not have to go out of your way to scheme, manipulate to get anything added to that. We have to learn how to be content in life. Traditional wife. It's what men have never changed. Back on the subject, men have never changed. Women really have never changed. Men want the same things. Silence when they need it, sex when they want it, and a sandwich when they're hungry. Women want the same things that all women want. Protection, provisions, and what else do I say? I say protection, provisions, and direction. Protection, provision, PPD, and men with the triple S. If we could find a way to come together and give each other the three basics that we desire, we'd be so much better off. And this is just not about one culture marrying another culture. It's about us as one, marrying unto each other to get back to the way things used to be in life. The way things are right now, it's just self-destructive. And it's not helping anyone. It's worsening our communities, our people. How many other people around us can say that they earn the amount of money that they do collectively, but yet own nothing at all, wield no power, have no real influence politically? How many people could say that? Only us. I truly believe that if I had not married an African, I wouldn't have. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. I've been trying to build up my own company since I was a teenager. But being in Africa allowed me to see others that have done it and are doing it. It allowed me to see Black people owning so much: hospitals, schools, hotels, multimillionaires. All these Black people in Africa making all this money and all types of areas, whether it was lawyers or built colleges. I mean, I've got to meet some of these people, and it really taught me something, really put something in me to, you know what, start being serious about what it is that I do and learn how to build. See what these people are doing. Figure out how to do it. Give it your all. If you fail, at the very least, you knew that you gave it your all. No one can take that away from you. When you give it all your effort, no one can take that away from you. They have to applaud you because at the end of your days, you gave it everything that you had. But that's what that did to me. And I believe the same thing can happen to our other brothers and sisters here in America. That by linking up with Africans, we could learn a lot, just like Africans can learn a lot from us. If my wife had not married me, she would never understand the struggle and everything that happened here in America. She would have never stood anything about the civil rights, about Jim Crow, about redlining, about cattle slavery. She would have never knew anything about this the way that it actually happened. So she understands partly why we are the way we are. Don't understand the thing about us not be willing to own anything and put our money together and stop making everybody else rich, because I don't even understand it. And I'm Black American. But her being with me, I was able to show her and provide her life through the eyes of me, a Black American. And it changed her whole mindset on a lot of things. And now she understands. And now she rides with it. And this is what I'm saying, that intermarrying benefits of us both. We both learn from each other. We both become better people. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you desire? It only makes sense to me. Why not give it a shot? I was saying to the lady the other day, when it comes to marriages with Black Americans and Africans, there's not a lot of statistical data for divorces because there really are none. I'm sure that it has happened, but I'm saying that they're few and far between. Normally, when a man goes for an African, he's looking for a certain type of woman, and vice versa. They understand that they're both benefiting, and that's what marriage is about. Marriage is not about being in lust, calling it love, and then when the lust runs out, oh, irreconcilable differences. That's what marriage means in the U.S., though. But that's not what marriage was ever made for. Marriage was made for man and woman to come together to reproduce, to create a society where we can live as civilized people and worship our God. That's the institution of marriage, to honor God in several ways by reproduction, building societies, and worshiping as a family, meaning not running to these buildings that y'all call churches, but doing it at home, building your family up through the scriptures. That's how it's supposed to be. But everything is so out of order, and that's so many problems in the world, so many problems with us. I mean, the world is getting crazier and crazier. You got every time you open up a newspaper or an article online, you see how much. I won't even say it's getting crazier. It's always been crazy, but you're seeing it more and more because of technology. It's crazy. We need to put ourselves in a position to better ourselves, to protect ourselves and our families better than what we do today. So I believe that a traditional wife or traditional woman is what's needed. It's what's necessary for us to get back to the people that we once were. Because we're not going to get there with the slave queens and the career women. We're just not. And like I said, there can be career women. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But why does it have to be at the expense of having a husband and allowing him to remain the authority and the headship of the home in order that you can be pleasing to the very God that a lot of y'all say y'all believe in? Why is that so hard? Are we so broken of a people that not only do we hate each other, but we hate the very God that created us? You have to ask yourself that. Has it gotten to that point? If so, why? Got to figure it out. Definitely got to figure it out. So, let me go up here. See if I can pull something out. I keep on that. That damn cat. But I'm trying to find. Okay, this is the Pew Research Center that I just pulled up. All right, this has been around since. This study has been around since 1967. Okay, by the way, let's go down a little. Please let them have this. See, they don't even have it. They got all types of statistics, but the very one that I would like us to have. Hmm. Hmm. This right here says that black men intermarry at a rate of 24% and black women intermarry at the rate of 12%. I don't know how accurate these statistics are. You got everything, dramatic increases in intermarriage. So right now the data is showing that there's a lot of interracial marrying between Asians, Hispanics, and blacks and whites. And you see the demographic changing in these days. But like I said, there's not one for Africans married to black Americans. But I believe that the divorce is extremely low and divorce is extremely unlikely because you go into it knowing what it is that you're there to get and receive. I gotta change this camera. I don't like the way that it looks, but this is what I'm working with now, so I'm gonna stick with this camera. It's making my face look like it's so fat. All right, so again, let's figure this out together. And my whole thing is I don't want to go around telling people because they waited to 40 years old that there's no hope for them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to see what your value is. And by seeing what your value is, then you can go out and be successful and have a successful marriage. There are men who are 50 years old, good shape, fit, handsome, who will marry a 40-year-old woman because women are supposed to be 10 years younger than men anyway. So if that man would have found you at the age of 30, at the age of 20, he's 30, it would still be the same age difference. So it's not like you can be told that just because you're 40, that there's no hope. That's a lie, straight from hell itself. I'm not trying to flatter or cater to anyone. I'm just saying. I seen my mother, one of the most beautiful women ever. Before my mother passed, I was younger. I didn't really understand a lot of things that I was seeing. But because of her beauty, even when she was in her 30s, late 30s, early 40s, men were chasing after her to marry her like it was no tomorrow. Beauty plays a part. Character plays a part. Your faith and your belief plays a part in attracting these men to you. I'm telling you, you will have better options at 20 than you will at 40. No doubt. We get that. That is reality. But there's always hope if you're willing to work for it. It's what I'm saying. Now, at the age of 40, in all likelihood, you're not going to be a traditional wife. That's just how it is. In all likelihood, you might have been a slave queen in your previous 20s or 30s. And now you're just an average woman looking for a relationship to spend the next 40 years of your life with someone. But you're not a traditional woman. So you go out and find someone that fits what you need. Y'all do this together. Relationships don't have to work just one way. And I don't want people to get that mixed up. Relationships are not just one way. It's not, I'm a type of man, yes, I desire a traditional woman, traditional wife, and that's how I'm going to operate. I'm not going to operate outside of that. That's me. Yes, other men are like that. Not every man on the earth is like that. There are men who are also in their late 40s and whatever, who took good care of themselves, who you can go and market yourself to. Ask those type of men what they like in a woman. What do they look for? And ask yourself, am I that? And if I'm not, can I become that? And if so, what type of work does it take? Everything's about effort. Like I said in the beginning, anything that is valued takes effort and hard work to obtain it. Anything that's easy, when you have your one night stands, the reason why they don't last, because there's no value in it. It was quick and easy. It doesn't hold value. If you want what you want, you have to stop sitting on your ass and listen to everybody else on social media. Go socialize. You're 40, go socialize with people 49. Ask them men. You know, like I said, I was listening to such and such, and it's intrigued me. How old are you? Oh, I'm 49. Oh, could I ask you something? Yeah, sure. What is it? Take it from there. Do it often. Then you'll begin to see that whatever you felt about what you believe men should like or want, it will start, what they tell you will start to translate within your own soul and spirit. And it will give you something to go off, to be motivated about. These things can happen. Like I said, your options are way better at 20 than they are at 40. That's the way of the world. It's been like that since we were created. We came from our first mother and first father. Down the line, men have always been the same since the beginning. It's not going to change. But the thing is, if you want something sustainable, figure out what they want from you. Find out if that's who you are. If not, learn how to become that. Learn how to become what they need you to be. Because it's not about you. Once you figure it out that it's not about you, but it's about the man. And then the man makes it about us. You see how that works? It's not about you as the woman. For the woman, you have to make it all about the man. It's all about. Then in turn, that man takes you and brings you in, and he makes it all about us. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't know what you've been listening to, but you ain't been hearing the truth. You ain't been hearing the truth. And it's so sad that I actually make fun of it sometimes because I get mad when I hear ladies say stupid out of their mouth. Same thing with men. A lot of men say stupid stuff out of their mouth. I clown it, whatever. But in reality, I want us all to win. And if it take you as a black sister to go over to Ghana, Nigeria, or wherever overseas and find a man that's willing to marry, let's go for it. That's what I'm saying, that you have to stop looking at life like everything is just in this little bubble that we call America. It's not. It's really not. There are black people all around Africa, Australia, UK, France, damn, Scotland and Denmark, you can find black people. So you can't keep saying that all men are this or all men are that, or it's too late for me. There's men all over this planet. There's types of men that varies, that all like different things. Some like big, some like small, some like medium, some like older, mature, some like younger. But as long as you under this society, you're only dealing with people who were brought up to raise to think like the society teaches them to think. So that's why you feel like that you don't have any hope. You have to understand that we live in a world. This world is not called the United States of America. This world is called planet Earth. And on planet Earth, there are black men everywhere. There's no excuse. Stop letting them tell you different. You don't have to be held to this standard of society the way black men think in America. The same way black men don't have to be held to the standard of this feminism movement that found its way into our women and then abandoned them, left them hanging. And now we're dealing with the pieces that we got to pick up. But the only way this is going to happen work if we pick it up together. It's not going to be about man versus lady or black lady versus black men. That stuff don't work. I'm not even going to say it's played out because it's never worked. It's nothing to be played out if it never worked. This division between us has done nothing but destroy us. When we start to think outside the box, and outside the box, I mean outside of America, we could build such a new, beautiful us. We bear more, even more beautiful, more stronger children. We blend our cultures, the good parts of our cultures, blend it together. We make a new us, stronger, more resources, more understanding between the two. Grow, share, dual citizens all around the world. I can't understand why this plan has not been set forth all this time and all these years. Oh, we got Jenny. Let's see if we can get Jenny on here. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, what's going on, Jenny? We tried to get you on here last night.
Yeah, had network issues, echoes.
Yeah. It's a little better now. So, what were you trying to tell us yesterday when we was talking about the subject? Are you traditional wife, woman, slave queen, or career woman?
Traditional with a bit of play queen. Yes, I'm not fully traditional.
I hear you. Um,
Yeah.
I see people making this argument now that you could be the slave queen and the traditional wife at the same time now.
I think a bit of the both.
Now, when I mean slave queen, I mean those who are dressing like half naked and
Oh
seeking
no,
the attention. Yeah, seeking the attention of men online for money, stuff like that.
oh no.
All right, so that's what I. What do y'all consider a slave queen? So we could get this straight because our definition can be different from yours. So what do y'all consider a slave queen?
Okay. People do have different definition, but for me, I feel it's your social. You're always going out. You have your circle of friends, and you still have time to do things for fun and have time for yourself.
So
I
basically, dressing nice and dressing sexy, I guess.
yeah, it's part of it. More like being fashionable, but not being naked. That's extra.
All right, what y'all call that then? What the IG models up doing online? The
Uh,
OnlyFans girls.
okay, I don't know the name tag for that here,
You
but
never heard of
some
OnlyFans?
person. What?
Have you heard of OnlyFans?
Only friends?
OnlyFans.
Oh no, I don't think I've heard of it.
All right. Well, I've been hearing about it. I've not been on it yet, but apparently it's a site where people go and sell their bodies on like prostitution, digital
Oh,
prostitution. So they make money by showing their bodies to men. They exchange pics for money, basically.
well, I heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Continue not to hear about it.
Okay, good
So,
try.
um, what do you think about your females there? Like, is there a difference between the people that are in their 20s, like yourself, versus the generation that is ahead of you, like those in their 30s and those in their 40s?
Okay, I didn't
Let
get your
me
question.
let me rephrase it. Like,
Okay.
do you think that the culture of the women there in West Africa are changing from the previous generations, like your grandmother or your mother?
Yeah, it is. It's changing.
Do you think it's for the better or for the worse?
From what I can see, mostly for the worst, I guess.
Explain.
Okay. These days you would see young girls that wouldn't even value themselves, or should I say their body, and they're doing stuff that an older generation would clearly condemn. And now they see that's nothing. So
Mm.
that's a big difference and the bad influence of this generation.
And where did that influence come from? We know it.
Mm, said
Hmm?
peer pressure. I
Where?
said I said I said peer pressure.
Yeah, but where do they learn that from? A lot of y'all learn that from the Western society.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
So a lot of these girls today, they make these mistakes and they don't realize that it's going to affect their choices in life and affect them mentally and their ability to cooperate with a man later on in life. And a lot of these young girls are just throwing their lives away. It's happening all over the world. And that's why we want to get those that are left are still doing the right thing. And get them moving forward in life at a young age, building families and building a structure. I always say that the best thing a black woman can do for her black people is build a black family. And the same thing goes with a man. The best thing that you can do as an individual is build a black family and build a productive one. But like I said, I was just discussing that it's not to say that it's over for someone in their 30s or 40s. It's just that we have to understand that our options change with age. When you're a lady, when you're a man, you can still hold on to the same options. Some into their 50s and 60s, depending on who they are. Ladies, ladies. I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of ladies here are being told that because they're 40 and they spent their whole life chasing a career, that it's over for them. And when I'm saying that it's not necessarily be the case, you just have to understand that where your value is, meaning that what you would worth when you was 20 years old is not the same when you're 40 years old. So when you understand where your value is and what type of man that will take you and live out the next 40, 50 years with you, you have to learn how to be content with things because we all want to be happy in life. But happiness, there's no such thing as happiness. Happiness is a temporary thing. It goes up, goes down, go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, go down. Happiness is not something that's consistently across the board and you're never sad again.
Yeah, true.
Happiness are moments. There are moments in our life that we have. Contentment is the only thing that is consistent, meaning that you build a family with a man, you have your kids, y'all do the things that we're put here to do, and that brings contentment, that satisfaction of life, that you did something productive in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Why do you think the young ladies are not focused on that these days?
Okay. I feel um it's just all about okay showing off and yeah, all about building quick things. Like they're always settling for something that doesn't last. So they're just going for something that just okay, they'll be like, if you just do this, you're going to get this or like I don't even know how to explain the quick joy and pleasure that comes from getting things very fast. So I think that's what they're all about. They don't think of okay, when I get this, I'm okay with this for the now, and then they just well, okay, when I get this, yeah, okay with the moment, and then they request for something else. Like their eyes are always going. Should I say bigger for things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
you're not contented. You always want okay, iPhone 11 Pro Max and 12. You want 12, 13. You want 13. You I don't know. So things like that. You just don't have a goal.
Yeah, the things that don't matter, materialistics. A
Yeah,
lot like the thing with the phone, like these things don't hold value. 5, 10 years from now, nobody's not even gonna know what it is. And whatever you did for it, it's gonna stay with you for the rest of your life.
that's true.
So, and I think that the parenting has changed even in Africa. Because talking, one thing I noticed by talking to the ladies, even my own experiences, I noticed that the young ladies today, mothers, didn't bring them up the way that their mothers brought them up. They
True.
wasn't they wasn't as invested in their daughters as their mothers were with them, and to break down the society because it happens here in Black America. The only difference is that y'all dealing with the first generation. We're dealing with the fourth generation. Let me see. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010. So we're dealing with the sixth generation right now of that's going on. And that means if you take a look at Black America in 60 years, the dysfunction you see with us will be all rampant throughout all of Africa because y'all heading down the same lane. And to really be truthful about it, I would say three generations because everything is sped up because of social media. Back in the 70s, we didn't have social media. For them first 30 years, we didn't have social media. So you guys probably only got like three generations before everything's completely out of whack. So the best thing you can do is be an example for others. And the way you do that is by building a successful marriage and children so that the younger girls will see that this is how you're supposed to do it and teach that down to your daughter.
Yeah, true.
Right. So what else I was gonna say? We talked last week, so we talked about we went over all that other stuff, so I'm not gonna get into that again. Career woman.
Okay.
That's the last one that I said. Career woman. What do you think about that? And what's going on with is if I like we here when I come in the house also when I come in the house, my wife is watching Roku TV, all the Nigerian channels. We have this I don't wanna get in trouble for saying this, but because it's illegal. So but we have this app that allows us to watch every channel in the world, no matter what country. So every channel in Nigeria she watches, and I see a lot of the movies. I used to watch the movies when they were good and was sensible, but in the movies now I'm walking through the bedroom, and these Nigerian movies are on, and I see the woman with the briefcase always, and she was listening to this other movie where on Netflix with a Nollywood movie where the lady was in a business attire and she had a little book of men that she could call and sleep with whenever she want because she was unmarried and like 38 or something but living like a man, and then she meets some guy and falls in love, they get married, just things that really don't happen that way. But you see what I'm saying, that the movies have changed so much that they're showing these women to be career women. What do you think about this?
I feel it's wrong, but they're giving people what they want to see, so that's
And
it for the movies.
that's a problem though. Given
Yeah, true.
anything that's dysfunctional, people want to see. People want to see dysfunction. But if you give them dysfunction, they will live dysfunction. You understand? That's why we have to have teachers and leaders. That's the whole reason to have people who are able to be a positive influence. But if you gave a baby everything they want, that baby wouldn't survive past 1 year, 1 years old, past one day. You get me?
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
So it's the same thing. We gave a child everything they want, they wouldn't survive. We have to be a strong influence over ours. And everything from the movies to music, none of that stuff is of a good influence these days.
Yeah,
Jen,
horrible.
huh?
Yeah, I said it's very horrible.
And plus, a lot of these career paths that a lot of these girls are choosing, even here, don't even amount to enough money to take care of themselves for the rest of their life.
Sadly.
Yeah, they spend all these years in school, then they get out and get a job, and they realize that this job ain't paying enough. I can't retire off this and take care of and go out and have children. I need a man. So the thing is, start while you're young. Don't wait till you're old. And if you do get old and realize it, correct the mistakes immediately and accept what it is that you can get on the market value. So that's how I see it. But your answer is that you're a traditional woman and a slave queen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna agree because of what she said. She said a slave queen is basically fashionable.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about IG models. So
No.
how's life for you? Like what are you seeing about this channel? Like do you like what you see so far?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, hopefully we can grow this and keep talking about this and keep doing this every single day or as many days as it takes. I know it takes time to grow these things, but I believe this is a subject that a lot of people need to hear. I know it's not being talked about um, on social media platforms from anyone else. So if I have to be the first one, then whatever's necessary is necessary. But this is what I mean by it has to be. We have to be leaders. We have to be. We have to influence people by example. And one thing I loved about Africa, I said, is that going to Africa made me really get my life in order to really learn how to build up things for myself, build up a business, and put things in perspective. And unfortunately, here in Black America, we the only people on the face of the earth that live in a country where we don't own a thing. We don't own a town. We don't own stores. We don't own anything. No schools. No grocery shop. No, the only thing we own is barbershops and beauty salons and daycares. Seriously. So
Okay.
everything that we buy and consume in this country, we make everybody else rich. And that's
Yeah.
why I said I was never the person to spend a lot of money on stuff like that anyway. I spend money on things that I like. I don't care about what someone else thinks about it. I don't care about fashion. I don't care about brand names. I care about none of that. I care about buying land, building companies, and leaving a legacy for my children. That's what I believe. So all that other fashionable stuff, I leave that for the ladies. So that's something that women's supposed to be into. Men ain't even supposed to be into that stuff. But I think that by African Americans, like I said, blending with Africans, they can learn that from Africans. Because one thing about Africans, y'all all about business. Y'all love businesses. Y'all love having your
Okay.
own business. I've never met a people like that. Y'all all want your own business at any cause, any means. And no, that's a good thing. That's an excellent thing. From the ladies to the men, that's excellent. And by intermarrying, y'all could pass that on to our people because our people desperately need to see the examples of people who look like us that are succeeding in businesses. You could go to Nigeria and find billionaires, millionaires. They're all corrupted, but at the same, but at least it's there. So at least
Yeah,
it's
true.
there. So, but yeah, that's good talk. Good talk, man. So what else you got on the subject? One thing else. You remember what I said about the live in Nigeria and Ghana?
What part?
All right, so we going to get to that on another show because I want to. I'm actually in a midst of setting up the website for it, so for people could join, ask questions, and probably by June we're going to do like a Q and A, a live Q and A.
Okay.
Like I said, market it. I'm going to market it to and hopefully get at least 50 people who can come in, and then we'll just do a Q and A as I promote the site and get people to join in for the trip. So we'll hold that for later on. But what else you got for the discussion? Anything else you want to say?
About the traditional.
Yeah, just about
Okay.
which one is best to be like, and how do you see the ladies of today? What? All right, let me get my question straight.
Okay.
What can be done today to influence the younger ones to make the right decisions now?
Okay. Okay. I feel you have to start from scratch to teach the younger ones because the adults now it's quite impossible to like change their minds and their way because yes, true. Well, you can still change them because most of them are just peer pressure and influence. Their own will, it wouldn't be their own will to do this kind of things. But with the pressure and trying to feel among and seeing what's trending, you just want to jump on any boat and just go. So yeah, like
And
goal setting, like what you want, not what you see people doing, is one of the ideal topic I think would help change their minds and let them know that they shouldn't just jump on trends and think of more of themselves and what building what will last, things like that.
Right. And unfortunately, the younger generation has influenced the adults, which is totally backwards. The adults are looking at the younger girls and being like, copying them, which is so backwards. So I'm like, what the hell? Um, if if you could, let me see. I'm trying to see how to word it. You have a little. Do you have a little sister?
No.
If you had a little sister at the age of 12 years old, how would you tell her? How would you describe to her? Um, if you do
Okay.
this, this is going to be your outcome. If you do that, that's going to be outcome. Because I want the
Okay.
young girls to hear what
In
you're about to say.
basically,
You get the question?
okay. Okay, I do. Okay. Trying to simplify it, I think, okay, she's my little sister, so I would know what she likes doing and should, alongside growing up, I'm sure she would have gotten punished before. So I use simple terms like, okay, if you do this right and you do this, you get good results and you'll be happy for yourself. But if you do this, you get results that lead you into daddy beating you or something like that.
You know what
Just
you should do?
basic
This is
things.
how you do it. You do it like I did my kids. I take my kids out on the street. I let them see the homeless people or the bums, all this people, drug addicts, whatever.
Okay.
If you if you make decisions, these particular decisions, it's going to lead you down this path, and this is what your life is going to be like. But when I take them
Okay.
over here, see success and be the example of success. If you do this, it's going to lead you here. So yours should be, hey, you see them ladies over there that are without a man and miserable.
Yeah.
It's because they made certain decisions when they were younger. And these are the decisions that they made, A, B, and C. So if you do A, B, and C in 20, 30 years, that's going to be you. If you go out and have a baby out of wedlock, um, you see them girls over there with living in an apartment, like 10 of them with 14 babies. That's going to
Okay.
be you right there. So that's what that decision leads you to. So that's how you do it. You show them
Okay.
an example of what it is that you mean, not just telling, say, hey, look at that over there. You know how they got that way? This is how they got
Yes.
that way. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. A practical example.
Right, exactly. So I thank you for coming on the show. It's always a pleasure. And like I
Okay.
said, we'll look forward to that Q&A that we're going to do. So be blessed, be safe,
Okay. I
and be
have a
well.
question though.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, about the being a traditional wife. I feel people just see it as okay, if you're a traditional wife, you stay at home. Aside staying at home, you're just okay. People see traditional wives as these young girls like my age and maybe a bit higher. See it as okay. Those women that stay at home, they tie their hair, they always tie a wrapper. They just you hardly take care of yourself. You don't even make your hair. You just end up you cook from like every day, every minute you are either in the kitchen or like stuff like that. Like they don't see that okay, you don't have time for yourself anymore. You don't have your own free will to like see your friends or you tend to lose your friends entirely, stuff like that. So whenever you say traditional wife, so I think your mindset just goes straight to okay, if you're saying I should be a traditional wife, that means you want me to stay at home and I'll suddenly start tying wrapper and start doing this and maybe I'll gain extra weight and then start looking unattractive and stuff like that. So
All
I
right.
feel that's
That's
the type
called
of thing.
that's called barefoot and pregnant. The barefoot and pregnant mentality. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's not what a traditional wife is. A traditional wife holds the character of what we know as a traditional woman. Her focus is on the man and the children. That's her primary focus. Man first, children second. Different homes work differently. In my home, I do 90% of the cooking. I do the cleaning of the laundry. I do the grocery shopping on my own. I go out and work. I come home, get on my computer, do my other work, and I handle whatever other business I got. So
Okay.
my wife is still a traditional wife, but I do all that stuff because that's what I've always done all my life. So my wife doesn't have to do any of that. I do it all. So, but she's still a traditional wife for the fact that she does the things that I ask her to do. She's able to follow instruction. When I ask her to do something, she's able to do it. She could comprehend, say, we're going to do this way. Okay, she follows my lead. By her following my lead makes her a traditional wife. By her being cooperative makes her a traditional wife. It's not the cooking and the cleaning and all that. I do that anyway. That's my duty. But I pick it up because I've always done it. I enjoy doing it. I work 10, 12 hours a day, come home and sleep over the stove for another hour or two. Food is in the oven, after the show going, I get the plates together, head to the bedroom when we eat at the dining table. So I'm a good chef. I'm a great chef. So it's only right that I do cooking. But she's taking care of the baby, which is fine. Breastfeeding, what we need. But I don't need her to do anything else for her to be traditional wife. Only when I need her to follow my instruction, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, we're going to buy that, we're going to move here, we're going to buy this type of car, all that type of stuff. She follows my lead, and there's no kickback. I don't have to have arguments with her because she understands that I'm the head and I'm able to lead, and I'm a good leader at what I do. That's what makes her a traditional wife. My wife was working before she got gave birth. She's working at as an assistant for me at the same company. So
Well,
she was
that's
still a
cute.
traditional wife. Now she's a stay-at-home mom. She's never ceased by being a traditional wife. So it doesn't go by duties. Your physical duties don't make you a physical wife. I mean a traditional wife. It's your
Okay.
ability to follow your leader. That's what a traditional wife is.
Okay, I get it now, and I really like the explanation. That's nice.
Now, the thing is, we gotta get men to understand that a traditional wife don't mean being barefoot and pregnant. That do as I say. Get over there, stand in the corner, put your knees
It's
behind your arm and your arm around your back, and stand up.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
true.
there are men like that, but we call them assholes. So I
Really.
don't need to yell
That's
at them
what
out.
scares them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This is where the communicate. See, I'm glad you brought that up. That's why we
Okay.
communicating. That's why this platform is so needed. So you're saying that
True.
when they hear that, see, some people even call it being a slave. Has nothing to do with a
That's
slave.
true.
If my wife, you know what? My wife, I come home every Saturday, I see her scrubbing and cleaning my shoes, my sneakers. I never asked her to do that a day in my life. I always ask her, why you do that? Because I don't want my man going out with dirty shoes. See what I'm saying? She does these things because she has a place and she's happy to be in that place. She has no desire to be in my place. All the struggle that it takes for us to maintain our lifestyle, I'll go out and fight for that every day. She knows she don't belong out there fighting. She know it's me. Men are built to take all this on our shoulders and keep going. That's why when you see ladies in these careers, they start to break down at an early age. And mentally they can't take it. They get that masculinity in them just to be able to succeed even a little bit. But this discussion is so needed, and I hope a lot of people do get to listen and share this because just like when you say when we're saying traditional wife, you're saying that that's scaring off a lot of the young girls. They
Yeah.
think, but listen to this. If that's the case, understand this. They think they're going to be just like their mothers, right, or their grandmothers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's compare the two. Before we go any further, let's compare the two. Now, their
Okay.
grandmothers had have stayed with their husband to his death until she was at an old age. Now these
Okay.
younger ones are going out there not getting a husband and finding themselves on the street selling whatever they can sell just to make a buck, whether it's selling themselves or selling a product. So which one is better? No, seriously, which one is better? Did their grandmother have it better, or are they having a better life?
Yeah,
The
the
grandmother had her
grandmother.
own home. Yeah, Grandma had her own home. Grandma could sit home and know that dad, her hubby was going to bring what was needed home for her to eat and put food on the table.
Yeah,
Grandma didn't
true.
have to go out there and struggle and be a slave because when you're uncovered, especially in Africa, you are already a slave because you got to be a slave just to survive and eat to the next day. So what are you talking about being a slave for a man? You're being a slave anyway. You're a slave to a job. You're a slave to another man. You're a slave to your employer who tells you what to do. You could go out there and do what your employer tells you to do, but you can't do what your husband tells you to do. You see how that don't make a lot of sense?
Yeah, true.
You need to get them to understand. You could choose one or the other. Even if traditional women is what they believe it to be, is it better to be under a man and be covered and know that you're going to have a sustainable life? Or do you want to be uncovered and slaving for your next meal to eat every day? Because one option is way better than the other.
Yeah, true.
Like I said, in Black America, traditional wife means just what I said that it means. It means that you're very feminine, like yourself, very feminine, very cooperative, not argumentative. You could go out there and work full time and still come home and be a traditional woman. That's why I said it's not about the physical duties. Y'all could work that out amongst yourselves. Hey, baby, Monday and on Wednesday I got the cooking. Tuesday and Thursday you got the cooking, and we're gonna go out on Friday night and eat this. You know what I mean? So y'all can work it out whatever way y'all want. Things work differently in every home. Y'all work that out as
True.
y'all grow together. So it doesn't mean to come home and cook and be barefoot with a hair wrap with a wrap around your head and your flip flops on every day and you gaining weight and pregnant one
Yeah.
pregnancy after another. That's not what it means with us, man. It's just not.
Okay. Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, I do. I get it now.
All right. So now I see that we definitely going to have a theme week for this coming up, so we can get these young ladies to understand that what you think a traditional wife is not what it is, and even if it was, it's better than the option that you're left with.
Yeah, and I think communication too is key.
And communication is key to all successful relationships. Communication is key between both men and women, especially in the black world, and even more so, or just as much between black Americans and Africans. Because you see, I don't know how much social media you take in, but there's so much there's so many platforms that are bringing division purposely between Africans and Black Americans as if it wasn't already there. So you have people who are popular on YouTube who are purposely bringing more division between us. The very thing we can't afford is the very thing that a lot of people who look like us want to bring. And communication is a key. If we communicate like me and you just did, we could
Yeah,
break down all these barriers and all these walls and push them out the door, and we all come together and we build something strong and beautiful with each other.
true.
So I mean that's where I'm at on this. That's what this platform is based on. Like it's not I spent what 11, 12, whatever years between the two, Nigeria and Ghana. Love them both. I'm always going to live in Nigeria for the rest of my days. I'm always going to live in Ghana for the rest of my days. I'm always going to live in
Yeah,
America for the rest of my days. So my best bet is to be able to get along with everybody. And getting along with everybody gives you a happier life. It gives you more peace in life. I don't like being at odds and arguing and being in all this division and all that stuff doesn't bring you peace. Being at peace with each other is what brings peace. You
true.
know?
Very true. Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. We all gonna do this together. So like I said, it's gonna take a lot more shows, a lot more talks, a lot more themes. But as people start to hear this show and we're able to communicate better and they can see me and you communicating, this is where they could see the example. And like I said, we have to be the example so that we can influence the younger ones and sometimes even the older ones, right?
Good. Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
so see you back next week, Jenny. All right.
Thank you.
And we'll figure out what the theme for next week is, and we'll talk about it. All right,
Yeah. I can't wait.
all right, Jenny. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
You see, guys, I'm glad she pointed out at the end, the very end, that the trigger word traditional was like a trigger word to some people. And we were able to get an understanding that, you know what, that's not typically what it means. Like, that's not it. That's the barefoot and pregnant thing that people used to talk about. That was actually brought about not by Black society, but by the others. So, but I'm not going to get into that now. And but yeah, that's actually where the feminist movement came from, because they were being treated by their people and with that barefoot and pregnant mentality, and they wanted out from that and to be able to do more outside of the home. That's how that movement, but it took it so far and went beyond what they expected it. And then when they realized that it was destroying their homes, they quickly got rid of that, but pass it on to our ladies and our women. And it infected our whole society of Black America. The very people who couldn't afford to have that type of mentality are the very people who took it in and allow it to destroy them. We good at taking in things that will easily destroy us. I don't know why. I don't know why we love dysfunction, but we do. And that's just something that only time. It's going to take time. But we all have to start somewhere. You could be a part of the problem, or you could be part of the solution. It's up to you. A part of the problem or part of the solution. It's up to you. So, with that said, everything is about communication, and we're going to continue to communicate daily on this show. So, if you guys like this show, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend, a family member, or even a coworker, as we want to get these words into the ears of our people on both sides of the coin, because we need this in order for us to put aside all differences, which I don't even understand what differences there are. Because as I'm living in whatever country, the differences are a plus, because I'm able to learn more and understand other cultures. And it's a beautiful thing. Just like I'm able to teach them my culture and they love it. Teach them good things. They love it. We should love each other for that we can share with each other. I don't get it, man. We just love too much dysfunction. And we need more. We need to give birth to more babies who can be productive for the next generations to come. And that's what is intermarrying with Black Americans and Africans is also about. The next generation that we could build of dual citizens who could bring cultures together and build a more beautiful culture, more resourceful one based off owning everything, ownership, all the things that they do well. We it will migrate to us. All the things we do well and understand about our oppressors, it migrates to them. We become a whole new people. I don't understand what's so hard about this. Why is it so hard to understand? I don't know. But like I said, guys, um, you can always get the clips on our IG, our Instagram at the Marion Ghana Show. But come over here, Delhi, for the live show, and it'll be a replay show the day after. So once again, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend, family member, or a coworker, or a stranger out on the street. No matter. Like I said, man, this is the Mariana Show. Stephen D. Lyles. I hope it was a good one for y'all. Enjoy your night, and we out, man. Peace.